Okay, so let's look at the two that you sent over the weekend. So the first one is a complex fraction. And so what we're going to do here, what I like to do is kind of put all these into little mini fractions, okay? And then you look at the denominator and you find the LCD between all four of your little mini denominators, and it's going to be an x minus 2. So what I'm going to have to do is multiply the top by x minus 2 and multiply the bottom by x minus 2. And I like to turn those into little mini fractions also. It just kind of helps me keep everything on the same level. And so this is going to get multiplied by every one of these little mini fractions. So on the first one, you'll get 3 times the x minus 2 all over 1. That's the first one. Then we're going to get minus 5 times x minus 2 all over x minus 2. And then on bottom, let's see, we'll have 2 times x minus 2 all over x minus 2. Then we have a plus 3 times x minus 2 all over 1. Now, the reason we did that was that now all the mini fractions should reduce down to where they won't be fractions any longer. So the first one, that will just become 3 times x minus 2. And you could distribute now if you want. So let's see, that would be a 3x minus 6. That's what this first one becomes. Then I do have a minus. Now these cancel out, and so that'll just be a minus 5 right there. And so there's no longer any the little mini fractions. Then on bottom, let's see, this will cancel out, and that'll just be a 2. And then I have a plus here. And then once again, this isn't really a fraction any longer because there's a 1 in the denominator spot. So I'll go ahead and distribute the 3. So I'm going to get 3x minus 6. And then we'll just kind of clean up the top and bottom. So on top, let's see, we'll have a 3x minus 11 once I combine the minus 6 and minus 5. And then on bottom, let's see, I'm going to have a 3x, and then I've got a positive 2, take away 4. I'm sorry, take away 6, it will become take away 4. And then that's your answer. You don't want to go, you don't want to try to cancel out the 3x's. We can't do that. So we'll go ahead and stop there on this one. Okay, so on the second one you sent, it says add the following terms if possible. And so right now you can't add them until these match. And so what we want to do is simplify those and see if we can simplify it to where those two will match. So on the first one, square root of 50, we can break that up into the square root of 25 times the square root of 2. So I'm just going to focus on the first one. We'll look at the second one in a moment. And so the square root of 25 would become a 5, and then you still have that square root of 2 right there. And then 2 times 5 is 10, so 10 square root of 2. So now that kind of helps me out a little bit because if this is going to work, it's going to have to get split into a way where there's going to be a square root of 2. And so I am going to do that. I'm going to break it up into square root of 16 times the square root of 2. 16 times 2 is 32. And then the square root of 16 is 4. We still have the square root of 2 right there. And then 3 times 4 is 12. 12 square roots of 2. And then we're going to go ahead and now we can add the 10 and the 12 together. And so just to kind of make sure we kind of grasp this, what's going on here is I could factor out the square root of 2 and it would leave me with 10 plus 12. And then I'd have the square root of 2 right there. So that's why you just add the 10 and the 12. You don't really worry about the square root of 2. They just have to match the radicals. And so we end up with 22 square roots of 2. All right, I hope that helps.